Hi everybody, welcome back to the second episode of Small Business Bounties. My name is Teagan Brown, and today I am joined by Gabriella from Gabs.Customs on Instagram. So, hi Gabriella, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, and so just to get started, tell us a little bit about you, where you go to college, what you study, where you're from.
So I go to St. John's University. I am a sophomore, and I am a speech and language pathology major. So,
Very
yeah.
cool. Do you want to become a speech pathologist at like a school or just at a hospital?
Yeah, well, okay. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna go into. I know I want to work with kids, and I'd prefer kids with special needs. Um, in a school setting kind of, or like a private practice, but not so much in a hospital. I don't know if I'd want to be in a hospital every day, but we'll see. I still have time to figure that out.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. You're a sophomore. I'm a sophomore. We've still got lots of time
Right.
left in school to figure it
Yeah.
all out. So, your business you have had on Instagram since your first post was in January of 2019, which was, almost 2 years ago now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, how, did you get started with it? Why did you choose to start it?
So, I had a friend who uh, she committed to the University of Vermont for basketball super early, like before anyone else committed. And she had asked me over the summer of 2019 to make her shoes. And I was super nervous because I had never done anything on shoes before. I was like, if I mess up, it's permanent, and shoes are expensive. You can't just start over. So I kind of put it off for a really long time. And then I actually made them, I believe, in October. And then, I posted on my regular account. I didn't have a business account yet. And from there, like, I ended up getting some people who wanted them, and I was like, okay, I guess. But yeah, so eventually I just decided that I needed a separate account for the shoes because I was getting confused and it was just easier. So it took off from there.
And how exactly did you get started in art? Because it sounds like you had been doing some sort of drawing or painting before. So, how long have you been doing that, and why did you start with that?
So I've been like always into art. I've always been drawing. Um, it's always been very relaxing to me, something to do on the side. I never really liked taking art classes though, because I didn't like being told what I had to do. I liked kind of just doing my own thing for fun. And um, since she knew that I liked drawing kind of, and I was like kind of okay at it, I'm definitely not the best artist, but I was good enough. She was like, "Can you just make them for me? I think it'd be cool." And I was like, okay, I guess so. So I've always done something, so that's how she figured it out. But
Okay, so I've actually been following your Instagram for a while because I don't even really know how I discovered it. I think I discovered
right,
it because somebody posted on their story, and I just honestly started like stalking your
yeah.
Instagram page, and I was like, this is so cool. So as I've watched your business grow, you've expanded into different products. You started out with Vans, then you went to Converse, bucket hats. Now you do T-shirts, which have a really great positive message on them. So how did you decide to expand from one thing to another, and you continually keep growing?
So my original um like thought of doing something different, the shoes kind of came with like customers wanting different things. They wanted Converse instead of Vans, and I was just like, okay, like same thing.
Yeah.
But when I started making, I believe I did bucket hats first. That was really because I had a lot of people, they messaged me and they wanted to support my business, but shoes aren't for everyone, or they're more expensive, and they didn't have the money at the time. I mean, we were in high school, so they're
Yeah.
like, I mean, they don't really have that much money to spend on shoes unless like someone's buying it for them as a gift. So I wanted to do something that was more affordable, something that, if you don't like shoes, it's something different that you can get. So and then same thing with the letters that came not too long after. I just I wanted to give something different, something more affordable for everyone else. And the t-shirts, I I got a Cricut for my birthday, and
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to you know, try things out with that, and I started making stickers, and then eventually I just was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy some shirts and see what happens, and I ended up really liking them, and yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to come up with some more ideas soon, but right now I'm pretty set on what I have.
Yeah, and I know that on your story and in your posts, you had asked your followers to like choose the different colors of shirts and all that.
Mhm.
And do you think that it's important to ask your customers and your audience those types of questions as a small business?
Absolutely. I mean, I get most of the feedback that I get is how I figure out what I'm gonna do next. If someone says something, I don't, my feelings don't get hurt when people are like, no, I don't like that. Like, I want people to tell me if they don't like something because it helps me move forward from there. And like sometimes people will say like they'll message me after and they're like, I'm sorry, like I just I didn't mean to click that. And again, like my feelings don't get hurt. Like I'm okay. But I definitely think like as a small business owner, if you want to grow, like obviously you want to do what you like, but if there's something that like, okay, you like this and like maybe you can make it so that more people will like it, like it's always good to have feedback from the people who are going to be purchasing the items that you're making. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really great. I think asking, your business, your customers is really a great thing, and especially I've seen that like, you've reposted like things that people have put on their stories. So
Yeah.
clearly there's some great feedback about your account. I've seen like kids from my high school had ordered things from you and I saw it
Oh my
on
gosh.
their accounts and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I
That's amazing
definitely think
news.
that's really great.
Thank you.
So speaking of, posting on stories and other accounts posting on Instagram, you've been involved in multiple giveaways with other accounts that are all bundled together through, one account and, tag 3 friends, like follow me and you could win. So why do you join these giveaways and why do you think it's important to?
Um, the first time I did a giveaway, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know, like, I didn't really understand the correlation between like giveaways and growth yet because I'd never done one. But after my first giveaway, I gained like 400 followers, and it wasn't just gaining followers. I gained people who stayed, like people who still support my business, and that was like so encouraging to me that so many new people found my account. And honestly, I don't think I would have had as many orders as I had last year if I had never done a giveaway or never tried to expand my business at all. Um, and then eventually, like after my first giveaway, some other accounts saw and they had asked me to join giveaways with them. And that was another amazing way for me to reach new people that hadn't seen my account. um, I think I did one with some amazing girls. There were so many. I don't even remember everyone who did it with me, but that giveaway was the most successful for all of us, and we we all supported each other since then. We still follow each other. We still like each other's pictures and comment on each other's pictures, and it's really just as a small business owner, that's like so great for you to do. You benefit in so many ways, and it's also just such a great way to like give back to your followers. It like gives them a chance to win something, and like they're fun. Like it's just fun for
Yeah.
everyone to do them, and uh just like be excited about something. So I definitely would recommend doing giveaways for small business owners.
So you said that you've communicated and you're still in contact with some of those other small businesses. So how would you say that your networking skills have improved owning this business, and what do you think the benefits of it are?
Honestly, it has been amazing. It's so nice to like not be alone, like when you're trying to figure everything out on your own, it can be super overwhelming. But like I have people now, like if I have a question, I'm not afraid to ask them. And like, there are some questions that you want to try to figure out on your own first. You don't want to overwhelm other people who put so much work into doing something. But if it's just like a basic question, it's just nice to have someone to ask and rely on a little bit, and you can provide that for someone else too. So it's overall, it's so great to have other people and not do everything by yourself.
Yeah, so when you were starting out, did you reach out to, any small businesses that you really liked on Instagram, asking any questions, or was it just, trying to figure it out step by step?
I figured most of it out on my own. I didn't really know what to consider my account. I didn't call it a small business for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had like the mentality that like, oh, like I don't have enough followers to be a small business owner, or like I don't have enough orders to be a small business owner, and I don't have everything figured out yet. So I'm just going to be like what I am and figure everything out as I go. I didn't actually start like calling myself a small business owner or like calling Gabs.Customs a small business until no, not even last year. I would say like maybe May-ish or like March-ish. I'm not really sure where exactly it was, but um, yeah, I wasn't sure what to do about it at the time when I was starting. So I just wanted to figure everything out on my own, and eventually I got into shipping. Like for a while I wasn't even shipping things. So I
Okay.
figured out how to ship things. I figured out like what markers I like better. Um, so after I figured most of the basics out, when I have to question now, like it's more comfortable for me to ask people because it's more of a question that I wasn't able to figure out, if that makes sense. So, I don't want to
Yeah.
burden people with my questions if I can get them on my own first. But yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of found like your business's identity through, all of those just figuring everything out.
Right.
So
Yeah.
your business has like changed a lot. Again, I've been following it for a little while, so like I've seen your logo change, which
Right.
your new
Yeah.
logo is super cute. I love
Thank
it.
you.
And do you think like having a logo like helps with that identity of a small business?
Absolutely. I love my logo. I actually I reached out to a different small business owner for my logo because at the time I didn't even know like what Procreate was. It's a basic app to like draw and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for drawing and all that.
Right. Right. So I didn't know what that was. I didn't have an iPad. I didn't have an Apple Pencil. So I reached out to someone else and she was amazing. I think her account now is Hallie Creates or Haley Creates. I'm not
Mhm.
sure which one. But she worked with me really, really well on like exactly what I wanted for it. And I think that since then, I've been able to do so much more. Like, I have packaging stickers, I have packaging tape with my logo on it, and it
Yeah.
makes me feel like more official, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
right. Like, I now have like a set background for my pictures rather than just like the carpet in my room. And I was able to kind of move forward from there feeling like, okay, now I kind of know what I'm doing. Like I kind of feel like this is mine now and it's not something that is just like whatever anymore. Like it's like important to me. So I'm definitely grateful that I got a new logo, or a logo in general. I didn't even have one for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, so along with your identity, you sort of just mentioned it, but that whole aesthetic of, specifically like on Instagram, like aesthetic has become such an important aspect. Like an influencer's page, you go on there and it's all a set color scheme from Lightroom and it's all just you look at it and you're like, wow, that's really pretty and it's all the same color. So, how do you think having a specific aesthetic helps make your business more appealing?
I think that, well, I had the carpet background for a while, and I think that having the plain white background is just so much better. It makes the colors look better,
Mhm.
and the lighting from the pictures. I have like a light box, which is why everything is all the same. So the lighting from that, it just makes everything look brighter and neater, and just overall a nicer look. Um, and I mean, I know a lot of people edit their pictures, but
Mhm.
I try not to. I have edited very few pictures on my Instagram, just so that like people can see it and they know what they're getting from it. Like there's no saturation. That's what the colors look like. Um, so I think that having that has really helped me grow. It looks cleaner, kind of, and I feel like that's just more appealing. Like when people click on my profile, oh, it's like a clean picture, and it looks like there was time put into it, more than just like, oh, I just took a picture wherever I wanted.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, the first time I went on your page, it was, you had that white background at that
Right.
point. But it just looks so put together and very professional, and just
Thank you.
congratulations on that because it does look really amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, going back to, I mentioned influencers earlier, and you actually have an influencer sort of that posted your stuff, Casey Santana. I'm
Yes.
guessing. Yep. So, how exactly did like that happen? Because clearly she has a semi-large following, and the pictures that she posted of your shoes, she tagged you. The shoes are clearly like the purpose of the picture, and I can't
Yeah.
remember what college the shoes were for her, but how exactly did you form that relationship? How did that happen?
So last year, she reached out to me, and I was very skeptical at first. I've already experienced people like message me and they're like, "Hey, like, can I have a pair of free shoes?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, is this just gonna be another one of those? I don't know." So she was very cooperative and very professional. I was like, I don't really know. Like, I asked her a bunch of questions. I was like, what would be the point of this? Like, what are we gonna get out of it, pretty much? And she was great with her answers, and I could tell right away she was such a genuine and like kind-hearted person. So I knew right away, like, yes, I definitely want to work with her. I didn't really know like long term what it would mean, or if it would just be
Yeah.
like one time. um but she and I have built this sort of customer business owner relationship, sort
Yeah.
of, but in such a great way. Like, she is one of my biggest supporters of my page. She will like swipe up on my Instagram stories, and she'll like say, "Oh, I love this," and like just like little things that make my day. And she is supporting like most of the things that I make, like the new things that I make. She wants to show those off on her page too. She votes on all my polls pretty much. So it's honestly been really great, and not just from like a influencer like point of view, just like having a connection with someone who is just so kind and so like it really like it makes me feel good like having her like there kind of. And she has helped my page. She posted the shoes a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and since then I've had orders that like from people who would have never seen my page before if she hadn't posted them. So I think overall, yes, I benefited a lot, but I feel like she has too, just from like you know our relationship that we've created, sort of,
Yeah.
in like the it's kind of like a professional way, but also just being genuine.
So, in the future, I know that you said that she reached out to you. Do you see yourself reaching out to any of those kind of level influencers to get a similar, audience response, or do you more just want them to reach out to you? How do you feel about that?
I'm still working on that one. It's kind of hard to tell like if people are just trying to like get something out of you.
Yeah.
Um, and it happens all the time, not just with me, it happens with so many people that I know. Um, and I don't know if I would be comfortable reaching out to someone. I like when people would reach out to me and then I can have like a genuine conversation with them before I decide. If I know someone or if I've been following someone for a while, sure, like maybe I'll reach out to them. Um, but I feel like that just kind of depends on the situation and like how I feel like moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, I completely get that. It's definitely, again, that genuineness that you were talking about with Casey. I think that's really important between, a business and a customer, and especially somebody that's advertising your products on their page.
Yes.
So, speaking of advertising your products and, putting yourself out there, you also have a TikTok, which is, linked in your Instagram bio. So, how exactly, why did you start that? Did you have a reason just to, get yourself out there? How has it helped you?
So TikTok has been interesting. TikTok and I have a weird relationship. So basically, I follow some other small business owners who have TikTok, and they're always saying like, "Oh, you definitely have to do it if you're a small business owner." Like, I would recommend it so much, and I've seen so many small business owners shops just like blow up overnight just from
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. Um, but I feel like for a lot of other small business owners, it's kind of easier to do TikTok. You're making products that don't always require as much effort. Not in like a bad way,
No,
or
yeah, I get it. Yeah,
like
100%.
making the shoes is drawing, so it's hard for me to draw and film and then worry about like stopping every 5 seconds. Um, and I mean, I do like doing it, but it's hard because I don't always have time to do it. And that's not, if you're not really consistent, you're not going to grow very much on TikTok. Um, so I haven't really like pressured myself to do it consistently. I do it when I feel like I have time to do it. Um, and it hasn't really helped me much on TikTok, but I do post the TikToks on my Instagram Reels,
Hmm.
and that has helped me gain followers and you know just support from people, which is very nice to just have.
Yeah.
um, I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to continue making TikToks. I'm not sure if eventually I'll get to a point where I can make them more often and find a better way to make them. That would be definitely more helpful for me. But we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, like you said, it's definitely a time consuming process to, I'm sure what is already a long time process to, create your shoes. On average, how long does it take you to either paint? I know you paint Air Force Ones, but you draw on Vans, right?
um, it depends. Air Forces or any shoes that I have to paint take me a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll have to take breaks and start working on them another time. If I'm painting, it's a lot more work because I'm not as comfortable with a paintbrush. With
Mm-hmm.
a pen or a pencil, I feel like I could just draw it on there and I have a steady hand and it's all good. But like with a paintbrush, the bristles kind of go places that you don't want them to go. And I'm like, okay, well, so
Mm-hmm.
it definitely takes me a longer time to do those. I'd say my longest pair has taken me maybe 5, 6 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. um, but I've gotten a lot faster at making shoes now that I've found like a style that I like. And if it's for school that I've done a million times before, I can get it done within 2 hours. So it really does depend on a lot of things, but around that time frame is how long it usually takes, from 2 to 6 hours, I would say.
Okay. So you're a college student, as you said, at St. John's University. So how does your business change when you're at school versus when you're at home? Clearly, right now it's a little bit different with the pandemic. I'm not sure if you were on campus in the fall, but how does being at school affect your business?
Um, so I actually commute.
Okay.
I've been a
That
commuter
makes it easier
since
then,
last
yeah.
year. Yeah. Um, the thing is, you know, I sorry. I went into school knowing that, I need to spend these next few years working. It was just what was best for me and best for, my family. Like, I have younger siblings my youngest brother's 10 years younger than me. And I was like, I don't want to miss him growing up. So
Yeah.
I decided to commute. And overall, I would say that has made making the shoes possible. I feel like if I went away to school, I wouldn't even be able to. I feel like it would just be too much, and I don't even know how I'd be able to fit all the shoes in a dorm room. But I mean, during the school year, it's pretty difficult, or during the semesters. Usually, second semester is really hard because, there's the most orders during that time. And on top of that, the shoes aren't my only job. I work a long a long time, every day pretty much. So um, I've always had other jobs, and having that and school and the shoes, it can be a lot. It can definitely get overwhelming. And also like making friends at school is a lot too. So I try my best to like not put too much pressure on anything that I'm doing, just to like, keep it casual kind of, or else I think I would just go crazy. I don't think I'd be able to get done everything done, if I pressured myself too much. So that's kind of my biggest thing that I've done, is just like give myself time to do it. And I tell people when they're ordering if it's going to be 2 weeks or if it's going to be maybe 5 weeks. It just really depends on how many orders I have.
So, have you ever had to, like you said, you're a very busy person, you have another job and you have school. Have you ever had to turn down any orders from customers, or do you just, say it'll be way longer than usual, or what exactly is your policy with that?
So last year was the first time I had so many orders that I didn't know the right way to approach the situation. I took every single order, and I just I was so overwhelmed. I had about 30 boxes of shoes sitting next to me, and I just didn't even want to look at them because I was like, I can't, there's no way I can get this done. Um, but, I think moving into the new year, I am going to limit my orders per month. The letters were pretty stressful, mainly just because um, they were always out of stock, and I had people like message me and they're like, like how much longer, and which, they have a right to ask.
Mhm.
um, but I would always have to say, like, I don't know if I can get it right now, and it was always just such a chaotic thing. So I recently posted on my Instagram, I'm gonna have to limit orders this year. So I think I'm gonna have a cutoff amount per month. I haven't figured out what that's gonna be yet. um, but my goal, like, let's say I do like 15 shoes per month, I would probably say like I'll have 15 slots 15 slots at the beginning of a month, and then whenever that filled up, it would be closed off until the next month. And then if I have extra time at the end of the month, I would say, okay, like maybe I can do some hats now or some letters. So that's kind of my plan right now. We'll see how it goes and if I'll have to fix it again for the next year, but hopefully this will save me a lot of stress.
Yeah, so you said that your second semester is usually the busiest. Why is that?
So most of my orders are from high school students who have just committed to college,
Hmm.
and everyone wants to wear their shoes for May 1st, and they want to wear it with their new college stuff and show it all off. So the second semester, I'll get orders from the beginning of the month, right when people are from the semester, right when people are committing, and then you know, come May, everyone wants their orders by May, so people will order like a week before, and I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So, and on top of that, I have finals around that time too, so it's a lot. I try my best to get everyone the orders because I know how exciting it is. I know like getting your shoes is so exciting, and wearing them on May 1st is so exciting. And like college itself, like the idea of college and being independent, the whole thing is so exciting. So I try my best. Sorry if you hear my dog.
Fine.
um, she, oh my goodness. So yeah, people just, they want their orders by then, and I do my best to get it to them by then, if it's possible or not.
So, were you busy? It's okay, my dogs were barking earlier on in the interview, too. Were you busy this past, like month-ish with the whole holiday season? Did that make you any busier?
Yes, the holiday season was actually my busiest holiday season so far. I never really had orders around that time because, I was a smaller shop
Mhm.
last year at this time, and even before that, I didn't even have uh, an Instagram account for the shoes at that time. But this year, I got a lot of orders for things that weren't even college related, and that was so fun. I mean, like, I love making shoes for colleges. That's always like, I love that, but um, I was able to like try different things out a little bit, and different styles, things that I was interested in more. And it was still exciting because people were getting them as gifts. So it was just overall a really good experience. I was super happy with it this year. So hopefully next year will continue to be exciting.
Yeah, I saw that you did, like you said, different types of orders than you usually do. You did a wedding pair, two pairs, one for the bride and one for the
Yeah.
groom, which was really cool. Like, tell me about that experience, just somebody reaching out and saying, "Hey, can you like make wedding related shoes?"
That was so fun. This girl had messaged me, and she was telling me how unfortunately her wedding was canceled because of COVID.
Mhm.
And they tried pushing it back, and at some point they were just like, you know what, yeah, whatever. So they decided to elope, and they're like, I'm not gonna need these fancy shoes anymore. Like, can you make us Vans? And I was like, oh, that would be
Yeah.
so cool. So she told me what she wanted. She told me her color. She sent me pictures of like their life pretty much, and she asked if I could incorporate those things onto the shoes, and also make them like kind of matching, corresponding. And I got to make the little figures of her and her fiance at the time, and I put them in like their what they would be wearing, kind
Mm-hmm.
of like kind of cartoon versions. And when they saw them and like sent me feedback, it was just so amazing. Like they were so excited, and it was a different kind of celebration again. Like they were getting married. Like that was so fun for me to be able to be a part of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
um and then they told me they wore them to their honeymoon, and like people were like following me from their honeymoon. Like they told them all my information, and it was so amazing, and it was so different. And I would love to make more wedding shoes in the future. But yeah, that was so fun. That was great.
So, like you just said, like you have an audience that's come from all different places. So, in my last episode with my previous guest, she said that she got an international order just very randomly. Have you encountered anything like that? Somebody from just somewhere you would never expect like them to know about you?
I have had people ask if I could ship internationally. I unfortunately am not sure how I would do that, or if I'd be comfortable with it,
Mm-hmm.
because of like how unsure things are once you like let them go to
Yeah.
the UPS. Like I don't know if it's gonna get there the right way, or if something's gonna happen. So I'm still trying to figure out the details for that, and if I'd be able to ship internationally. I think that'd be awesome if I could do that. Um, but for now, I haven't done that. I have had people ask, so hopefully sometime soon I can start doing that.
Have you covered most of the states, or is there a state like specifically that for some reason you get a lot of orders from? Or I know some people. I was talking about this last time too. They like will do the map on their Instagram and they'll like fill out each state as they get an order. Have you covered a wide variety of the states?
I I also did make the map. Um, I have covered about half.
Okay, yeah.
Um, Most of my orders, they come from Long Island
Mm-hmm.
or like um, a lot of New Jersey orders. Um, I've had a lot of Texas orders too,
Oh,
which is kind of
interesting.
weird for
Yeah.
me. I'm like, that's so funny. Like people from Texas know where I am. Um, so I mean, I would love to eventually get to every single state if I could do that, but I'm happy with how much I've done so far too.
So what is your advice for promoting your small business? Because you've gotten yourself out there through, we talked about all the different methods. We talked about TikTok. We talked about influencers and just, generally consistently posting. But what other advice do you have for those looking to promote theirs?
I mean, there are so many things you can do. Um, I've noticed for myself is the biggest thing is being consistent. I mean, when I am consistent, there's such a difference in like the whole thing. I just like I have people responding more to my stories, or like people asking me more questions, asking to order, um, people posting my stuff. I mean, there's such a great feedback from when I am posting consistently. But I that's hard. It's really hard to post consistently. Some
Mm-hmm.
days I'll post like 12 stories in a row, and then other days I'm like I don't even have time to do one.
Yeah.
So it's definitely hard, but I mean, if you could promote yourself by posting consistently, that's probably one of the best ways to get yourself out there. Um, I mean, if you're just starting out and you have like not a great following, and you
Mm-hmm.
want to get yourself out there even more, you could always post about your stuff on your regular account. You could have friends maybe post it. Um, or I've heard, I mean, I haven't done much research into this, but I've heard from a lot of other accounts that Pinterest has been great for them.
Really?
Or
Wow.
yeah, I didn't know that for a while, but they said like Pinterest is how they gain like so much interaction. Um, and I mean, I definitely should start trying that one out. um, but if you could you have to find your platform. For some people it's not Instagram. Like some people it might be TikTok. Some people it might be Pinterest. You have to figure that out, and then you have to kind of see what works best for you. Um, and definitely if you're on Instagram, the Instagram reels have been very helpful. So I would recommend those two.
Okay, great. Yeah, I definitely did not know about the Pinterest thing. That is
Yeah.
new. Wow.
Yeah.
So, what does the future hold for Gabs Customs? You know, you've expanded products before. Are you going to continue doing that? Do you see yourself, still doing this in the future? What does the future hold for you?
So I haven't I haven't thought much on this. I would like to, but with everything going on, I'm just like doing what's right in front of me. I mean, I think something that I think would be really great for me would be doing a pop-up shop. If do you know what that is?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like those little like they have people come with their small business shops and they set up and people come and look at their stuff and I'm not sure how I would do that as like someone who makes shoes. I could
Yeah.
make some like generic shoes and like I guess people could buy those, but I think it would be like super cool for me to actually see people and like kind of experience something different. um and then in terms of long term, I think that this is something that I love to do for as long as I can. I feel like it'll always be something that I kind of do on the side. It's not going to be my main job,
Mhm.
um, but it would definitely be like it would be so nice if I could continue doing this for as long as possible. It's something different. It's something that's like nice for me to just relax and do sometimes. So that's that's kind of where I'm at right now. Hopefully things will go that way. That would be great.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I'm definitely excited to continue to follow your business and see it grow because, again, I just love all of the things you post. They're all so cute.
Thank
All of your,
you.
like, I go to Syracuse, so
Yeah.
all of your Syracuse shoes, whenever they pop up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it.
Thank you.
So what difficulties or obstacles have you faced in the growth of your business, or maybe just specifically like if you've ever been working on a pair of shoes and you're like, man, like where do I go next? Like how do I like finish this pair? How do you deal with those situations?
So, well, most pairs I get a lot of instruction for. Like people
Mm-hmm.
want them a certain way. I mean, there have been some where I've been stumped, and I'll kind of avoid them as long as I can. They'll like sit in my room until like they'll message me again and they're like, hey, like can I see like your progress? I'm like, I need some time. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't experienced that so much with the college shoes because those like people usually like about the same things. But like recently I've had all those like orders for things I've never done before. And that's kind of where I get kind of nervous. I'm like, I don't know. So, I mean, I try to get as much from the customer as I can so that I know like they're gonna like their product at the end of the day. Um, and I try sketching out like ideas when I don't know what I'm gonna do really. But at the end of the day, I've learned like if I don't just do it, like if I don't just sit there and make myself do it, I'm just gonna avoid it, and it's not gonna go well. So I've been trying to push myself to just get those orders done, and hopefully they come out good. Um, if I like mess up, I've found ways to fix them. Even if even if it's not like a huge thing. Like if it's something small, they're easy to sorry. Sorry.
Fine.
They're easy to fix pretty much. You can cover it up with something or you can make it into something else. But if it's like a bigger thing, like I found like if I'm working on leather shoes, nail polish remover works really well, which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
Um, but usually I haven't had like a big mess up where I didn't know what to do next. I can cover it with paint usually, um, which is definitely the best thing that I've found is painting on shoes. um, and then other difficulties. I mean, my biggest thing has really just been you know working with customers sometimes. Some people, they don't really get that like this is not my only part of life. Like I do
Yeah.
other things, and I get it. You pay for something, you want it right away. I totally get that. I'm the same way. um But, with something like this, it takes more time, and I have other things to do and I have other orders to do. So just like having patience sometimes, and like knowing that, like, they're not you, like they don't know your situation. If you were them, how would you feel?
Yeah.
So I've definitely gotten better at that, and will hopefully continue to do so. um but yeah, so far, I mean, I've been really grateful. Like, I haven't had too many big obstacles that I had to figure out. I've had some great supporters, great followers, and customers. Like, people who've ordered from me are so amazing. So yeah, I'm definitely very grateful for everyone.
Yeah, and I forgot to ask about this earlier, but you said like new things are kind of daunting, and lately on your page I've seen a lot of like baby Converse, which are adorable. Like, did somebody just one day like ask if you do like baby shoes, and like that was kind of terrifying because they're very small. Like, it's probably
Yes,
more difficult to paint on those than normal teenage size shoes. What was that process like being asked?
definitely. That was very nerve-wracking for me. My first pair of, like, they were like a kid's pair of Vans, and they were super small, like very small. And the the lady, she said that this is what her kid likes, and she wanted she wanted to, have it so that he could get it for his birthday or something like that. And I was like, he's a kid. He's not going to be super picky,
Yeah.
hopefully. But still, you still want to do a great job with anything you do. So those were another pair that I had sitting over to my side for a little while, waiting to be done. But eventually, when I started, it was a lot of fun. Like, they're smaller, and it's like a different concept than like the college shoes, or like just random customized shoes. Like, little kid shoes are just, they're so different. Like, you have to do like a different style almost. And
Okay.
um it was so fun. Like, when I finally finished the first pair, that I was so excited to do the next one. My smallest pair ever was, I guess the parents went to the University of Miami,
Mhm.
and I had to do the little, like, the hurricane thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how am I going to get this on here? But I mean, those were so fun too. And they're a lot easier to do because they're smaller. Um, well, the designs sometimes are harder, but like the background and everything,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. It's less time consuming, and they're just so fun. Like, I can get them done a lot quicker. So yeah, I definitely would love to make more kids shoes. I think those are probably my favorite.
Yeah, I really liked your Frozen pair. I thought those
Thank
were
you.
adorable.
Thank you. Those ones took a while too. But the girl who ordered those, they were for her little cousin, I think,
Mhm.
and she sent me a picture of her cousin on Christmas Day with the shoes on, and I was just like, that was so great. That literally made my whole entire Christmas.
Yeah, so speaking of that, I know we touched on this a little bit earlier, but people posting your stuff on their page, like, how does that make you feel as a small business?
That is probably one of the most rewarding things, is just to see, like, people happy with the product that I made. I At first, like, when people first started posting about them, I was like kind of nervous, because I was like, like, I don't know, like, what if it doesn't go well, but it's so nice to, like, get positive feedback, because sometimes it is stressful to make shoes, and like to see how many I have to make, and it's just so rewarding to see, like, oh, like, people really do like it, like, it is worth it to keep going, keep making them. So I mean, I appreciate every time I get a notification that someone reposted them.
Yeah, that's really great. I like love seeing people post your shoes. That's how I found out about you. So, that just kind of speaks to the fact that people posting your stuff gets
Mhm.
you out there. Otherwise, I would have never seen your page. So,
Yeah.
one of my last questions is, what advice do you have for those looking to start a small business? We talked about advice for promoting earlier, but what do you have about just plain old getting started?
My biggest thing would be to start. I mean, you don't have to have everything figured out right away. You're not even going to be able to. You have to learn as you go, because things that you search up on the internet, they might not even work for you. You have to find what's best for you, what works for you, and the only way you're gonna figure that out is if you start, you know. I mean, I didn't start with the intention of being a small business owner or of it even going anywhere really, and now I'm just so happy that I did it, you know.
Yeah.
So I just, that's my biggest thing. Just start. You'll figure it out as you go. You don't have to have everything done right away. Like it'll come to you. Don't stress about being perfect.
Great. Yeah, I mean, people are definitely worried about, will they like my business? Will they
Right.
like this? And you just gotta have fun with it. I mean,
Right.
I'm guessing that you love running your business, right? It's just
Yes.
something fun, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So, my last question is, why is it important to support small businesses like yours?
I mean, you know, there are so many reasons. um I mean, when you're supporting a small business, you're supporting a person, you know, you're supporting someone who is living their life and they're not it's not like a in a mansion or anything like that. Like they're living a normal life
Yeah.
and they're just wanting to sell something that they love making. And, you know, you don't know what their situation is. Like when you buy their product, you might be paying for their groceries for the week, you know? And it's such a great experience, I feel like, for the customer. Like I always like to throw in some freebies. You know, you get more than what you're paying for, and you know you're getting like a conversation with a person. You're getting what you're asking for. There are just so many benefits, you know. And your purchase actually means something to someone. Like it's exciting. Like every time I get a message on Instagram, like, hey, like, can I place an order? I'm like, yeah, yes. And then I go outside of my room and I tell everyone. So, I mean, there are just so many great things that come from shopping small. So I mean, I couldn't recommend it anymore. It's just great.
That's great. And another just random last question that I have, because I've seen all the pictures you post of all the shoeboxes in your room, and like you said, you would not be able to fit them in your dorm. So just at the top of your head, like, how many shoes have you designed?
Oh my goodness. So all the shoes that I posted, I've made more than that. I usually like um I don't try to make duplicates unless like the person comes to me from their previous order, you know, and they want the same kind again. Or like I'll get permission from the original owner just because, you know, people customize their own shoes. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm doing it, but like they're the ones asking for it. So when I make like duplicates, I don't really post them. I've made probably almost 240 pairs or so. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, I've made a lot of shoes, and I think it's so funny. Like looking back at it, I was like that probably if I told myself a few years ago that this is what I would be doing right now, like I would probably think I'm crazy. Like, but yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for every single order. It's been so amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Gabriella, for joining me today. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I've loved hearing all about your experience and your journey. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening, and please follow Gabriella. In fact, do you want to share your socials right now just with us?
Sure. My Instagram and my TikTok are both at Gabs.Customs. So,
Perfect. So everybody, make sure you go check her out, and I will link her in my Instagram story and everything. So thank you so much again, Gabriella, and this is the second episode of Small Business Bounties. I'm Teagan Brown, and thank you so much for listening. Bye, Gabriella.
bye bye. Thank you.